Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Sonia, and this is Sonia with an I. And today I'm going to be bringing you my March reads and reviews. Now, I had a very busy month in March because I participated in March Mystery Madness. It was, the theme was To the Nines, and it came with 9 prompts, and I hit all those prompts and got a blackout, which I'm very proud of. I will link the video to that and my reviews of the March Mystery Madness prompts in the description box down below. Over here, sounding like a whole YouTuber. Anyway, what I will do is I will start from the beginning of the month and go over the books that I've read. If I read them for the March Mystery Madness, I'm just going to give the star rating instead of giving a short synopsis or review. So I started off with The Quiche of Death by M.C. Beaton. I gave this book 4 stars. It was for the British prompt of March Mystery Madness. The next book I read was I, the Jury by Mike Hammer. This was for the Janelle prompt, and I gave it 2.5 stars. I then read Paper Cuts by Ellery Adams. I gave it 5 stars. It was for Something 9 on the cover. The next book that I read was for the first responders in March Mystery Madness. It was Busted by Diane Kelly. I gave it 4 stars. The next one was Something 9 on the cover. I read the book Hot Pot Murder by Jennifer J. Chow. I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read was for Quilt on the cover, and it was called A Patchwork of Clues by Sally Goldenbaum, and I gave it 2.5 stars. The next one I read was Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland. I gave this book 3.5 stars. This was a cozy fantasy book about Roden, who is a retired mage, and he had fought for the North, and he had been in this army. He's a very powerful mage, and he is older now, and he wants to retire. And he has this lovely book of cocktails that his father had sampled all across the world. And he has decided that he wants to open his own bar and serve these delicious cocktails to people around the world. He no longer wants to be a mage. He no longer wants to be Bloodbane. So he goes to this really adorable town, seaside town, that's like perfect temperature. The people are nice, and he goes and stays in this inn that has a bar, and he befriends the bartender, and they get to be really good friends and maybe a little bit more. And it totally reminded me a lot of Legends and Lattes in a lot of ways by Travis Baldree, which is one of my favorite books that I've read last year. But even though it is cozy fantasy, it's in a fantastical world. I really enjoyed the main character. I really love the whole, the friendship that was built and the found family. I love all of that stuff. I am not really a drinker, so all of the cocktails and the mixology and stuff like that, I enjoyed it enough, and I thought it was cozy because it was talking about mixing those and how delicious they were and whatever, but it's not bread and cinnamon rolls for me because I just don't partake. Also, it says that it's cozy, but there's a couple of descriptions in this book that I do not find cozy. Like talking about rat entrails to me is not cozy. Now, there is a very big found family element in this that I absolutely loved. There are some little mystery points, but it is Legends and Lattes. It is not as cozy as that, but I thought it was like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars, so I very much enjoyed it. The next book that I read was Curds of Prey by Karina Moss. Sorry about that. I know her name like I know my own. Anyway, Curds of Prey was for the To the Nines prompt on the March Mystery Madness. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. And then I followed another Karina Moss book with Case of the Blues. Now, Case of the Blues is the number 4 in the Cheese Shop Mystery, and our gal Willa has found out that her former employer has passed, and all of the employees of the shop are coming to her little small town to do kind of a little dedication, like memoriam sort of thing. and there's like this cheese convention kind of tied into it. And Karina has found out that her former employer had this. She knows that he had this recipe for this blue cheese. It's like the only blue cheese in the world. He's the only person who knows the recipe. But he's also very much a trickster, and he's very much into puzzles and games and cryptics and figuring things out. So there's a little mystery there, because at the reading of his will, he does not tell who he left this recipe to, or so there are many people who are really wanting this, and because they want it so badly, there is a murder. So I this is my favorite book in the series. I loved this. Like, I gave it 5 billion zillion stars. Okay. I loved all the little clues and finding it here and finding it there and using an old piece of literature to tie it in, and like a classic. And oh my gosh, it was so stinking good. I like, to the point of where I want to reread it, and I don't reread books. So it was fantastic. My very favorite in the whole series. I cannot wait to see what the next one. I feel like they just get better and better, but they started off with 5 stars for me. So the first book got 5. This is a 5-star series for me. Karina Moss, you're amazing. Well, she's a beautiful human. I just love her, but her books are also amazing too. So, yeah, if you haven't read the Cheese Shop Mystery yet, and you're a cozy mystery reader, what's keeping you from it? It's fantastic. The next book that I read was The Sign of the Twisted Candle by Carolyn Keene, which was a Nancy Drew book for the 9th in a series for March Mystery Madness. I gave it 3 stars. The next book that I read was The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa, and I gave it 4 stars. And the main character in this story has just lost his grandfather, and his grandfather owns a used bookstore. And he's a high school boy, and they have a nickname for it, and I don't remember it. It's a Japanese name, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. But he's kind of cleaning up the bookstore, and he doesn't know what he's going to do. His grandfather raised him. He only has an aunt who is a delightful little aunt. She reminds me of another delightful aunt I know. Anyway, he's not going to school, and he's just kind of lost in his grief. And all of a sudden, this tabby cat shows up and is a talking cat and tells him that he has to help him rescue the books. And there's an adventure there. There's a little bit of a little sweet, like, cinnamon roll romance in there too, but it wasn't distracting from the book. It's very, 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 very slight. This is a Japanese translation. This is the book for people who love books. I thought it was very cute. It was a fast read. And as I said earlier, I gave it 4 stars. The next book that I read was part of the, it's the Cluck and Clues. I think it's a Cluck and Clues series. It's called A Flock and a Fluke by Hilary Avis. And I gave this 4 stars. The main character in this book is, she's in her 50s, and I didn't realize that this was second in the series, and I haven't read the first one, which makes me angry because I wasn't told it was second in the series, but whatever. That annoyed video. Anyway, she has this little chicken farm in her home. She came back to her hometown. She raises chickens, and she is in love with these chickens, and she even has a house chicken. And all of the chicken information just lit me up. The book starts the day before Easter, which I started the book the day before Easter, which was just wonderful. And what happens is she and her bestie are doing this Easter egg hunt that has been sponsored by the town, and there's also a mayoral election going on as well. And she and her bestie decide that they're going to get the golden egg, and they go looking for this golden egg, and they're looking throughout, and they end up finding a body. And I thought this was super cute. There were a few things that I was like, okay, she's 50, and this is really kind of immature behavior. But, you never know how people are going to act in distress and whatnot. I gave it 4 stars. I definitely want to read the series. Just the chickens. I just want to snuggle the chickens. And the last book that I finished up in March was Dead as a Door Knocker by Diane Kelly. It was my cat on the cover for March Mystery Madness, and I gave it 5 stars. Diane Kelly is another, this is a 5-star series for me. I have now, that was the first one I've read for 1, 2, and 3. I love the series. Diane Kelly is a phenomenal author. 2 of my favorite cozy mystery authors, actually 3 of my favorite cozy mystery authors were in this month with Ellery Adams, Diane Kelly, and the wonderful Karina Moss. So I had a really good reading month. How was your reading month? Did you have a good one? Did you, read any cozy mysteries, or did you read something else? If you, I'm looking through my list, and I read a cozy fantasy, and I read a translation. So I threw in some other things besides cozy mysteries, and I tend to do that anyway because I sometimes need the palate cleanser. So thank you so much for viewing today. And if you lasted this long because we just celebrated Easter, how about leaving me a rabbit in the comments, a rabbit icon? As I said, I appreciate you being here so much, and thank you. Please like and subscribe, and make sure that you have the most wonderful day. And if no one has told you today what a difference you make by being in this world, you sure do. I'm so glad you're here, and I guess I will see you next time. Happy reading.